Hey everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by the title below, yes, this is on episode 23 of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2. And once again, we get another episode filled with some pretty funny fights, some pretty awesome fights, and just honestly some disappointments as well. So obviously, I enjoyed this episode for the same reasons I loved the last episode, and that was, of course, getting to see a lot of the people that we didn't get to see. We don't get to see normally as much, as the other main cast, for, example, Izuku, them and everything. It's always normally focused on Izuku, Todoroki, Ida, Ochako, Bakugo, all of them. It normally always shows them the most. So like I said before in my last episode review, I was really excited to see all the people that we normally don't get to see. For example, in this one we got to see Koda, who honestly I have never seen him talk until this episode, and his power is pretty damn strong, honestly. I mean, sure, it was pretty gross what we saw in this episode. Like, if that happened to me, if I was President Mike, honestly, I would have screamed like a girl and just dropped dead right there as well. Because come on, it's not just like, just some ants or something. Those are like, there's like centipedes and shit in there. That shit is scary. That shit will kill you. Well, at least bite you if there's a shitload of them, like just crawling up your leg like that. That was a lot of bugs, guys. I honestly, when I saw that part, I was like, please, no, I do not want to, I don't want any of that to happen to me. But it was pretty funny to see these characters that we have not seen before and having them kind of fleshed out and showing some, actually having a personality to them, in comparison to how it was like, oh, there's that other guy, I don't know what the hell his power is, but he's just in the classroom, so it was nice to see that. Also at the very beginning, we got to see the conclusion to the battle that I was kind of wondering what was going to happen with, obviously Ochako being cute as ever. And right when Aoyama pretty much tells her, like, do you like him? Do you like him? She just accidentally, what? And just like, oh, there, you just let go. Shoom, flies at 13. All of a sudden, all her instincts and what she learned from her internship came into action. And she just pretty much judo flipped 13 onto the ground, and they ended up winning. I was like, okay, yeah. Don't mess with Ochako. That's definitely something you don't want to do. You saw her face. She was like, nope, I ain't having any of this up close. You want to come up close to me? If you don't have a power like, super strength or anything, she's probably going to beat you, honestly, And I could definitely see it working even easier for the fact that she can, make it so that the gravity of them is less, so she can actually throw them harder, and then all of a sudden, like when it's halfway down, you let gravity go its way as well, and then boom, slam to the ground. So actually, I could definitely see, close combat that she had learned actually really helping her. So that's pretty cool to see in that as well. After that, of course, was something that I really wanted to see as well, was to see what the heck, power did the principal have. Because he's the principal, I kind of expected, he's probably really strong as well. And it turns out his power is that he's an animal that is smarter than humans. That part was kind of weird, but it was pretty funny to see how crazy he was. I get, since he was, of course, experimented on by humans before, so he kind of lets loose when these kind of things happen. And yeah, he really did. But seeing how he was able to, like, literally, like, oh, if I hit this building, it'll leave a chain reaction to go here, 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 all the way to where they are, they're at. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the worst, person that they, Kaminari and Ashido could go against, considering the fact that, they're not the smartest bunch in the group and everything. So, like, I felt sorry, because everyone else, I could definitely see a way for them to kind of, go around and be able to beat them. But I don't see how they could have beaten the principal, honestly, and I kind of felt really sorry when they ended up losing. And it's even funnier because the fact that the principal was like, I even left, there was actually an opening that they could have went to, but they didn't think about it. They just ran the whole time until time was out. And like, Ashido could have, like, it doesn't matter if there was a blockade or anything, she could just use her acid to melt through the, the wall, the blockade. The whole time I was like, come on, Ashido, just melt your way through. I know Kaminari, honestly, in this point, he's not really helpful at all, which is kind of sad, but that's pretty much how it ended up going. And honestly, that fight was just like, it was just kind of like a, oh man, that honestly just sucks, kind of disappointment. And I kind of wanted more action, but I was happy to see, of course, the principal in action. And yeah, he's quite scary. him being super smart and everything. Hopefully we see more of him, honestly, because I do like the principal. And seeing that he is, you know, super smart, that could really be helpful in a strategic kind of sort of view when the heroes go against the villains and everything. But like I said before, probably not going to get to see a lot of that, as it's going to be more focused on, you know, not the professional heroes at the moment kind of thing. You know, it's going to be on our cast and everything. So after that, of course, was Jito and, you know, Koda. And that part, we didn't get to see much of Jito, which was kind of, you know, disappointing, because I did want to see more of her. I do like her character as well. But it was cool to see Koda be able to finally use his power, seeing how timid and scared he always is. And like when he saw the bugs, he was like, ah, and just ran away. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I'd be like that too. And it was funny how like when he just like shoved his head to the ground, was like, okay, you gotta do this, get right. He's just so scared. But his voice, I did not expect that at all. It's like super high pitched, and I was just like, oh, okay, I did not expect his voice to be like that. But I guess kind of like how timid he is and everything, it does match. I'm not gonna lie, it does match. But then President Mike, of course, like I said before at the beginning of this review, yeah, he got a leg full of bugs crawling up him. I can't, like when what's it called, Recovery Girl was saying, oh, you lost to bugs, I'd be like, no man, I feel you right there. I would have dropped down and just gave up as well, honestly, you know. After that, like, honestly, there were so many battles in this, and when you see these kind of things with this much battles, you kind of can assume that it may be rushed, because they're just like, you know, pretty much squeezing all of this content into one episode. But I thought they did a pretty good job, honestly. They kind of made each fight as long as it had to be, honestly, with still making them enjoyable and pretty awesome to watch. So I enjoyed it. I'm happy. I'm okay. I'm not too sure if, you know, in the manga it has a lot more content. If so, then hey, I'll probably read the manga later on and be like, man, yeah, the anime did do a bad job. But for me as an anime watcher only, I thought it did pretty good. I thought it was, you know, pretty damn well put into, even though it was only in, you know, all that content in one episode kind of thing, you know. But after that, of course, it was Shoji and Hagakure, I think that's how you say her name, the invisible girl. It was them going up against Snipe, and it was pretty much them being pinned down by Snipe. And I want to see a little bit more of Shoji, but I mean, it was cool to see them use the powers that they did have to go against Snipe, because Snipe was pretty much, I gotta say, come on, he's McCree pretty much. If you played Overwatch, he's pretty much McCree. When he came in to save them in the first season, I was full on just thinking, it's high noon. And I kind of want to see something like that too in this episode as well, but of course that doesn't happen. There was a smoke grenade down saying that he could still sense them. And then, of course, I knew for a fact that it was going to be with her turning invisible. But I actually was surprised. It comes up being that she uses the handcuffs to get onto him, and they win through that. I thought she was just going to go off and, you know, she's invisible. They can't see her. She could just go off and be pretty much go through the gate and escape, and they would have won. So, in a way, that was probably the worst situation for Snipe to go against her. And they did throw in some comedy as well with him, like, huh, what's going on? Boing, boing, and he's like, bounce. And of course, yeah, it ends up being that I guess he touched the opie, and I'm over here like, oh damn, Snipe, I didn't know you were into, like, I don't think that might be legal for you, honestly. And it was pretty funny, honestly. It was pretty funny to see that. So nice to see some comedy, of course, like I said, being thrown into these battles as well. You got some disappointment in some certain ones, you got some surprise in certain ones, and of course you got some comedy as well. So it's a good mixture of all the elements to really make you like kind of feel differently for each different battle. And then of course my favorite battle, like I don't know what else I could say, honestly, like Mineta, you know, I know not everyone likes his character. He's quite the pervert, honestly, but it's always funny to watch him. I always love to see his reactions, especially when there's a, you know, a perverted moment that he can sees. I don't know what I'm trying to think of, but yeah, Midnight, perfect person to go, well, actually probably the worst person to go up against, because he obviously has his perverted senses and everything, and Seto gets knocked out instantly. And it was pretty funny to see that. I was wondering all along what was her power, because she always, like that one moment when she ripped off part of her shirt, and then we saw, of course, with Bakugo and he knocked out, but it doesn't really explain fully what it is. But it's pretty much her fragrance, like, kind of makes people go to sleep. It works more well on guys than girls. So, I mean, I can see why. And the whole time, I'm just like, yeah, she's a sadist, full on with a whip, but damn, is she hot. She is a seductress, like full on. Like I was just like, man, just give up and just fall into her arms like Seto did with like boing. And of course, like we got Mineta over there being super jealous, like chest. And then when he's you get a lap pillow pretty much, leg. And I'm like, oh man, there's the dream right there. And he's getting all pissed off at Seto because he's like, if you just let me, you know, that would have been me in my in that situation if you didn't go ahead and try and save me and everything. And even like at the end when he did win, which was quite a surprise, I'm not gonna lie, he was all like, you know, we'll get some boobs later on and everything, and like also blaming him like, man, if you just didn't do that, I wouldn't have to have worked so hard. But it was cool to see him a different light and everything. He wants to, you get to see some backstory and flashbacks with him in school and how he's, you know, his goal is pretty much to be popular with girls. And heroes are not, you know, you don't become a hero to become cool. You're a hero because you are cool. So Mineta, of course, uses Seto's bandage thing. That was pretty smart and cool. I knew it was going to be something to do with him covering his face. He was pretty much holding his breath the whole time. And then it was cool to see him actually use his power and be able to make her stuck right there. And he had the chance to go ahead and, you know, grab a feel, obviously. I kind of expected something like that to happen. It didn't. But it was pretty funny to see him rush by. And it was like, great rush. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's not the coolest thing I've ever seen. But good job. You ended up beating her. So I gotta say, good job to that. If I was him, I would have been like, just like, man, Midnight, you are just you know what I mean? But of course he ends up winning. They complete their thing, and so far it seems that only 2 groups have lost and everyone else has won. So that's quite a surprise. Like I said before, I was expecting more of, there would be a lot more losses or maybe an even amount, but so far it's been a lot more wins with only like 2 losses so far. So it should be interesting, honestly, to see how well this next one will be, because this was the one that everyone has been waiting for, the Bakugo and Izuku going up against All Might. You know, I don't know how it's gonna go. Honestly, this is the one matchup that completely can go in any way. It's probably gonna go with Bakugo not listening to Izuku, obviously, but it should be interesting to see if they can work together in some way, or will the conflict continue to grow and nothing will be able to fix it. I'm expecting that there's some compromise that they are able to make together, and it should be pretty interesting to see. But from the preview, it looked like Bakugo was like puking up shit and stuff. I don't know, it does not look like it starts off good, but I'm definitely excited to see how that one will go. How will they be able to beat All Might? Like Izuku said, you just gotta run and get out of there, but Bakugo's not gonna do that. He wants to just crush All Might, and I mean, I don't know, that's just not possible, dude. Though, like I said before, I'm kind of worried. I don't know how it's gonna work, considering I'm still confused on how long he can really stay in that form. It kind of goes all over the place. One moment it seems like he can go pretty long, and then the next moment it's like he can barely sustain that, you know, form. So it should definitely be interesting to see if that also becomes an hindrance for him and this whole test. But nonetheless, I've definitely enjoyed these past 2 episodes. Definitely a surprise, considering, like I said, it's not as like that serious, crazy tone that we had before with, you know, pretty much going up against real villains. We're back to the school setting. That's what I was kind of scared to see as the last parts of this season. But I definitely have enjoyed it and can't wait to see how these next 2 episodes do go. But yeah, that's all I gotta say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Is anything I missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy it, leave a like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. As always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. How did you feel about this episode? Good, bad, whatever you guys want to talk about, feel free to comment below. And until next time, guys, see ya.